Namaste and a very warm welcome to all of you in this daily morning live meditation session with me, Dhyanse. My salutations to Patanjali for the knowledge of yoga and this opportunity for us to take a dive into our inner world together with the guidance of yoga. We started this journey on the path of yoga a few days back with a sutra that now the discipline of yoga, Atha Yoga Anushasana. What that meant was that when all ways that we have available to us in life have failed to answer the questions, have failed to fulfill what we are searching, then comes yoga. So we started with that question, we started with that point, and now we are at a point in that journey where we start exploring questions. We start exploring deeper questions which otherwise are somewhat less valuable to explore in the daily routines of life. Things like, why am I born? This is such a significant question. Why are we here? Why am I born? And this, we never pay attention to this question because it has less utility for daily life. We go on in our daily routines without having to be concerned or ever thinking, why am I born? Although it is such a fundamental question, if open, if explored, this creates an understanding, a realization of oneself in the deepest possible ways. When we talk about why am I born, when we contemplate about it, the first thing that comes to mind is biology. The biological explanation of why are we born is not enough. It is just the description of the process. But what is it behind the process? What is it that is happening in this cosmos, in this universe? That undercurrent has to be understood, that undercurrent has to be felt, that continuity has to be felt. I introduce the word continuity into this context because we are born not as a point in this cosmos and we are there and then we are finished one day. There is a continuity. If you are sensitive enough, if you are aware enough, you will feel that you once again you woke up into a continuity of things. When you open your eyes for the first time in this world, you did not come clean. You took some things from your biology, from your father, from your mother, the characteristics that you took, then you learned ways in the world, you learned different based on your environment, your religion, your education, your bringing up, you learn different ways. But if you observe yourself, if you observe your entire construct, you will see that it is not just what you received from your parents, from your father, from your mother, from your education, from your environment, from your bringing up. But there is still something more. If you add them up, there is still some remainder. There's still something that you have in you which is very unique. Where is this uniqueness coming from? Apart from all the combinations and permutations of what you have received from this time waking up into the world into breaking that continuity and coming up, being aware, what is that remainder? Where is that coming from? That is something which Patanjali would like us to explore while going through on this path of yoga, because there are hidden messages, secrets about who we are, about why this life, about why this birth, hidden into that very unique characteristic of who we are, of who am I, other than everything else that is the obvious. You can only explore that uniqueness, that thing which you are carrying maybe from somewhere else. Maybe there is a continuity that you are carrying this from somewhere else, from, I don't want to call past because it belongs to time. I don't want to call it another dimension because it just makes things more complicated, but something that you have with you when you came into this world. That establishes a continuity. I would like you to pay attention to that, bring your awareness to that particular aspect of your life. Let us go through the sutras. Yesterday we were discussing about different stages of meditation and different depths when you go into the inner world, what you start experiencing, what you start realizing in your inner world. And yesterday's sutra and today's sutras are concerned with that. Let me read through the sutras and then I'll explain what does that mean for us. Virama pratyaya abhyasa purva samskara sesho anya. This is talking about Asamprajnata Samadhi. Yesterday when we were going into meditation, we were discussing that Samadhi, that level of meditation where you still have an object in your awareness. So your awareness is on the thoughts. Your awareness, if you go take it deeper, is on the positioning underneath the thoughts, where you already take a position, and then when you go deeper further, you realize that there is a bliss which is underneath this layer of thoughts and all the time whatever is going on in your mind. And if you go even further deeper down that bliss, you meet that I, that emness, that sense of self that is there. And yesterday I said the journey continues even deeper further, and that's what the sutra is about. It says in Asamprajnata Samadhi there is a cessation of all mental activity, and the mind only retains unmanifested impressions. What that means is, now in the awareness, in this meditative silence, there is no object anymore. You've left the realm of any object in the unconscious, in the conscious part of the mind. In your conscious mind, there is no activity, there is no object. And when you go further deeper into the ocean, into the inner depths, after you have crossed the silence, after you have crossed the infinite silence, after you have crossed the sense of emness, deep down, when you go even further, you see the shipwrecks at the depths of the ocean. You see all sorts of Titanics that are there buried in your unconscious. That is the unmanifested impressions which Patanjali is talking about in your unconscious. And these unconscious impressions, the samskaras, partly they are built up along the journey in our life with whatever experiences that we have, but partly also there is a continuity. We're bringing them along from somewhere along in this birth. And while we are so immersed in samadhi, so immersed in meditation that there is no object anymore, in this space of objectless samadhi, there are again two levels that we experience. One is we come across these unmanifested impressions which we have been collecting for thousands of years, and once the process start releasing those impressions, once that the energy of that silence is letting all of that erase out of our consciousness, then there is what is left is pure consciousness. So there is, even in objectless samadhi, objectless meditation, there is still, you come across the seeds. These are the seeds of the birth, the unmanifested impressions, the samskaras that we have been carrying from different births, and you come across these, you have a chance to let them go as well. And when you let them go, you are in the seedless samadhi, seedless, objectless samadhi. That is the ultimate. There is no way going any further than that. That is when the drop merges into the ocean once and forever. There are a couple of connected sutras to that. I'll just read through them. Not much explanation is needed. Bhavo pratyayo videha prakriti layanam. It means those videhas and prakriti layas, they attain Asamprajnata samadhi because they cease to identify themselves with their bodies in their previous life. They take rebirth because seeds of desires remained. We don't have to go into this philosophy of rebirth, but just very briefly, what this means is, in yoga, in this Sankhya philosophy, there is a classification of people. Once you have disidentified with the body, so much so that you are only rooted, seated in your soul, in your spirit, and you're unable to remove all these unmanifested impressions, you take birth again, you take birth again because of these unmanifested impressions, and you take birth as a Buddha, as any other being who in that lifetime finishes these unmanifested impressions and never comes back. Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, Prajna Purvaka, Iteration. Here he talks about, for those who are not these videhas, who are not so rooted away from the body, away from the mind, that they have completely let go of their body and mind. For them, others who attain Asamprajnata samadhi attain through trust, through effort, through recollection, the memory, concentration and discrimination. This means that for us, we have to continue with our practice. We have to continue with the dive that we take in our inner world, go deep and come across these unmanifested impressions, and with trust let them go. With effort, effort means just that intent to let them go in this particular birth, in this particular life, in the moments of meditative silence, deep meditation, with recollection that these are the impressions, these are the impressions that otherwise you will constantly carry in your memory. Let them all go and reach to a state which is free from all impressions, free from all objects. I hope when we close our eyes today, we can go as deep as an objectless samadhi. Give it a try with sincerity, with trust, and with your full intent to let go of all impressions and everything that is there in your consciousness. I'll guide you through the process very briefly. Please close your eyes, hands in your lap or on your thighs, whatever is comfortable to you. Awareness inwards towards your breath, to collect attention from all different directions and bringing it to your breath. And with every breath, let your body relax in an upright posture. Let your mind calm down as you move inwards. With every breath, allow yourself to sink deeper in your inner world, leaving behind thoughts on the surface. Awareness pointing into the inner world, into the inner infinity. With every breath, body and mind settling, awareness sinking deeper into the inner world. Let go of all mental positions that you find yourself in. Allowing your awareness to restfully sink with its own weight. Notice sense of peace, taste of silence that arises as you leave everything on the surface and move deeper and deeper within oneself. Notice the sense of self. I am, the amness, the presence in this moment. Let your awareness sink deeper in this ocean of light. Leaving behind the self, leaving behind all objects. Awareness into an infinite ocean of light. Stay silent and aware as you sink deeper into light, into your own depths. And whatever arises in your consciousness, let that pass, let that go. Stay in the depths. Remain aware of this infinite ocean of light. Let yourself dissolve let yourself melt. Let yourself be one with this awareness, with this light, with this silence. If you can, stay longer in this silence. Let everything go. Explore this infinite awareness. Keeping your eyes closed or very gently and slowly come back to the surface, to your body, to your mind. And maintaining this sense of infinite awareness, the ocean of light, and a taste and glimpse into your inner depths, very gently and slowly.